Hey guys, good morning. It's July 27th, 2022, and I'm Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop. And today we're kind of at the end of Jolly July, so I have lots of things that are like finished, almost finished. Feels really good to be like making all that progress in July. I have some WIPS that I've been working on, and those are also getting close to being finished. I have some new stuff. I have some of CHERYL'S stitches. I have some new stuff. I just have tons of stuff to show you. I've been stitching like crazy. And as a reminder, if you didn't see last Wednesday's live stream, you want to check it out. It was Cecilia from Heart and Hand, and it was the most wonderful interview. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out. Any of the patterns that you guys requested that we didn't have, we have them in stock now. So you can also check that out. So I'm going to kind of start off with Jolly July and just go through everything I've worked on so far. So the first item I finished is Joy to the World. And oh my gosh, I love this one so much. I didn't make any changes except right here. I think that Priscilla and Chelsea have little lines on it, like for the lights, but I'm not gonna add them because you can tell they're lights and I don't love back stitches. So I'm just gonna go with this. And on the back, it does say what the item number is. So we're gonna buy that item and ship it to her so she can finish it for me on that piece because I love it so much. But yeah, so I didn't make any changes to colors or anything like that. All I did was, I don't know, I guess you can comment and let me know, do you think I should add the little back stitches? I think it looks good the way it is. And I hardly ever change any of their colors, so you'll see very little changes. And this one took me, I think, about 15 hours total. So, and my favorite part was doing the gingham letters. So that's Joy to the World by Stitching with the Housewives. My second one is Gingerbread Farm. This was a Dapper Doodad. And let me see, on this one, I don't think I made any changes to this one either. And this one took me, let's see, about 6 hours or so. Yeah, this one took quite a bit of time. And what I did to make it easy was I would like outline an area and then just kind of fill in later. So that's Gingerbread Farm. And this one is a PDF. Letters to Santa. I'm going to finish this one in a few days. So this was our stitch along. It's 5 releases. It's a PDF. So if you buy the pattern, you are going to get the last piece in a few days. And this one, all that's left is right here. And this one, I haven't made any changes to at all. Super easy. The hardest part was doing the border, but I do feel like that border really sets it off. So really cute. I think I'm going to send this one to Priscilla to finish for me also. And on this one, I used Weeks Dye Works, and the fabric is chalkboard black. And this next one, I'm almost done, but not quite. So this is Jingle Bell Cafe. And all I have left is the Santa and the gingham. And I added Really Tealy. It's so hard to see on the camera, but I added Really Tealy to the Santa eyes, the gingerbread, and the deer eyes. And I also added these 2 reindeer didn't have a nose, so this one had a red nose for Rudolph, and then these 2 were empty noses, so I added that. And I think that's the only change I made, and I love this one too. So I'm also going to buy this piece and then mail it to Priscilla so she can finish it the same way. And I will say that I really love the effect of the Smyrna stitches and the Santa beard. I actually don't think I put them in the same exact spot because I was using Ada, and not 28 count. So I think my placement might be a little bit off, but I think it's really cute, and I hope they do more of those in the future because I think it looks really good. And so in the next couple of days, you'll see the finish on this one. And then, okay, this is Sleigh Ride. This is an It's So Emma pattern. This is a needle minder. Can we zoom in just a tad? Okay, on this one, I did make some changes. And my stitches are horrible. So you can see how it's kind of puckering right here. It's not straight. This fabric is 32 count. And this is the first time I've ever used 32 count. So my tension is just off. And so I haven't decided what I'm going to do here. If I should, you know, have Priscilla finish it for me, even though my stitching is bad. Should I take it to the framer? I really don't know what to do. I'm disappointed in my work, but I guess that 32 count just must not be for me. I did make a change to Santa's eyes. So on the pattern is for 2 French knots. And I don't like French knots, so I just made his eyes stitches. So he's got these gigantic eyes, but I think that's okay. And on the sleigh, I did 1 strand instead of 2. And on his, I guess, strings or reins, or I don't know what those are called, but I did 1 stitch, 1 strand instead of 2. And then there's some other stitches up here, and I just left those off. So those are a couple of changes. And I was a little bit disappointed right here. This didn't come out straight either. So I don't know. I love this piece. I think once it's framed or fully finished, I will like it more. I've just been really hard on myself on the stitching. I mean, it is like so embarrassing to show that. I did make an effort though when I was stitching to try to not pull so tight, because I think that's what's causing it, and it just really didn't help. One other thing is I've been stitching these by day, so each day I just do a little bit of piece on that. I don't do a full piece all at one time, and that's actually how I can get so much done, is just a little bit each day. And it also helps me kind of just change the variety up every now and then. The next one is Hot Cocoa, and this one took about 5 hours. And the only change I made here is I used Really Tealy instead of Tropical Paradise, and I added eyes to all, you know, the reindeer and the little cups. And then Baking Spirits Bright, I think this was last Friday's. And it was funny because when I got this, I thought, oh, this one's going to be so quick. It's not going to take me 5 hours. I'm going to be able to get this done in 3. Yeah, it took 5.5, 5.25, something like that. And on this one, same thing. Didn't change anything. I just added eyes to the gingerbread men. And I do stitch in hand. So that is my Jolly July. And now I'm going to show you some of Cheryl's. Now Cheryl has been stitching a lot of items for the shop. So because of that, she doesn't have as much done, but she'll finish. This is Happy Christmas by Prairie Schooler. And she is stitching this on 16 count Navy Aida. She's using called for DMC, and we will show more of her progress as she finishes her other pieces. So she's working on some behind the scenes stuff. I think she's actually stitching more than me. I did want to announce, we've gotten a lot of questions on social media about our Christmastime Mystery Stitch Along. In fact, last night I did see somebody in Kimberly's Stitch Squad on Facebook asking when we'll have our next stitch along, and so it will be this one, and it is a free stitch along. Stitching on natural 14 count Ada by Witchell, and it has texture to it, so these little pieces are just extra threads throughout. I think you're gonna love this one, and the reason this one was not Christmas in July or Jolly July is because this one has a quilt fabric to go with it. So we're waiting for the quilt fabric to release, and then we're gonna release the cross stitch at the same time as the quilt. And on this one, you can either stitch with Classic Colorworks or DMC, either one. And I'm gonna use Classic Colorworks. And there is a coupon on Classic Colorworks right now. So the coupon code is right there, and it is going to expire tomorrow. So if you wanna build up your stash on Classic Colorworks, we have that coupon for you now. And then I'm going to move to, it's just stuff I've been working on. So in addition to all of that, this one actually has a funny story. So when I stitch, I do keep my little, these are, I think they're called winter clips, and this is just how I stitch in hand. And I needed, for Doodles, we have all the 4 seasons. We talked about it a little bit last week. And the last 2 I need to get kitted up, but to kit, I need to go ahead and finish them. So the kit comes with the pattern and the thread, but not the fabric. I am using 25 count Lugana oatmeal by Lori, and I'm using the mottled side. But in my bag, I saw this, because this is the one I'm supposed to be doing, and so this is how it was in my bag, and I got it to work, and I was like, wait, I'm still stitching Christmas. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish winter, and then I'm going to finish the fall, and then that way we can have all 4 of the kits online. And I did this yesterday, just sitting in my office. It didn't take very much time, and should be pretty easy to finish. So that's something I worked on. I spent a lot of time on flea market baskets, and here we go. So this one is 25 count fabric by Lori Holt, and it's Cloud. And because it's so big, you can see it's not exactly straight, but I am going to send this to Lori's framer because they have a lot of experience. And so what I did is I finished these baskets, and I went ahead and finished the left row. I'm about 3 months ahead on my planned progress. So what I'm gonna do is in August, I'll do the top row, and then I might just finish, or I might do some August and then some September. But either way, I'm gonna finish this ahead of schedule. I just loved stitching this one so much. And I loved all the colors, all the, like, you know, I was doing like 2 at a time. I just couldn't put my thread down. And my back looks pretty good for working on 25 count. And also the gingham, I have found that I love working on gingham because whether it's letters or a border, I feel like it's really fun because you kind of start it and then you get to fill in. And so it's kind of, I don't know, kind of relaxing, kind of meditative, I guess, a little bit. So I'm very excited about this one. And you can tell which ones I really love because those are the ones I get ahead on and don't procrastinate on. Another thing I got done was month to month started with August, and I've shown you that. And I finished the August and framed it, and then I took the August to the framer. Now I currently have about 20 pieces at the framer. I went this weekend and went with Kevin. That was not a good idea because I picked it up, and when we walked out, he was like, "Can I ask a dumb question?" And I was like, "I already know what he's gonna say." And he was like, "Couldn't you frame these by yourself?" couldn't you have just done it yourself? And I'm just like, okay, I can't do everything, Kevin. I can't take care of all these kids, frame everything, stitch everything. I can't do everything. So then I did feel very guilty because I was like, you know, I probably could have done some of these. I probably could have saved some money. Yeah. That means don't take Kevin to the framer. But I actually was literally half a mile away when the framer emailed me and was like, oh, the frames are, you have some frames ready. And then when I left, she was like, oh, I have that big stack back there. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, please just stop talking. Don't talk around Kevin, please. Sorry. No, it's just me. I'm very sensitive. I like him to think I'm perfect. And so I don't like when he criticizes me. I'm off subject. August is at the framer. I finished September, and Denise was so nice. She framed it this morning for me. And I got this frame at Home Goods. And I got 4, I think, the first time I went. I have been back to Home Goods at least 3 times trying to find this exact frame, and there are no more. So I am going to go back one more time this weekend and look. And I keep taking Emma with me, and she's like, Mom, why do we keep coming here? You don't even buy anything. This is so stupid. We're wasting our time. And I'm like, but I'm looking for this perfect frame. And she's just like, she thinks I'm crazy. But I am trying to find more. I just haven't been able to find them. They're only $5, so they're not expensive at all. And then I finished September. So I got this one finished a couple of days ago, and it took me, I guess, about 13 hours. And this fabric right here is the gray gingham, pale gray gingham from Fabric Flair, sorry. And I didn't change anything on this one. Now, when I started this when I went to Boston. I did the September actually on the plane. Well, the plane ride there and the plane ride back. And I wasn't sure about the green. I thought it was a little too strong, and so I brought another green with me. And Peyton was sitting next to me on the plane, and I said, which green do you think I should use? And he was like, he picked this one. So I stayed with the original green, and all finished, and I'm going to take this one to the framer, and I'm going to get all 12 of the largest framed the same. So when I go back to pick up my next batch, I'll take this one with me. So I got that finished. And then Boo Crew, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So this is all finished. Was it paid pattern? This was a free pattern. And so this one, who finished this one? So Denise finished this one, and we used Lori Holt's Rick Rack, and we made it purple. And thank you so much for everyone for sewing along. We had so many compliments. I was so nervous about the purple because I don't like purple, and you guys embraced it. So I'm so thankful that you guys loved it. We are always trying to do stuff different. But I want to show you what I did. So this is all finished, free pattern on the website. But what I did is, this is what I did. And the reason, okay, so Kevin loves Halloween. And when I say loves Halloween, I mean like we have teenagers and he's still making them trick or treat. And I'm like, Kevin, can you please stop? People are going to make fun of them. Please let them stop. That's all he cares about is Halloween. So I thought, well, first of all, I'm not going to stitch on purple. So this will match his office. But what I did was I just stitched on gray. What gray is this? Spooky Hollow. And I originally had it to do the whole thing. And then when I got to this, I thought, you know what? I'm on my way to Home Goods to get the other frame. Let me see if they have a frame that matches. And they had a 5x7 frame. It was $4.99. I went home, and what I've been doing on the ones that I'm framing, I'm going to show you what I've been doing. I don't know if it's the best idea, and I don't know that I should be showing you this, but what I did is I've been cutting it, which Probably not the best idea because it's going to fray, but I have just been putting in Soft and Stable. And I just cut it the size of the frame and then just pop it in here. And when you do that, to make it work, you have to push this down a little bit. Push the frame back in to get it to fit. But I think, oh, and yeah, put it back right. So this will look cute on Kevin's counter. And all I did was I used the orange that was called for and the rest of it and just put it in place of the purple. And when I was at Home Goods, I found this. And I think this is the first Rae Dunn mug I've ever bought. But I was like, oh, Emma, doesn't it match? And she was like, Mom, you're so stupid. Like, she's just looking at me like, is that supposed to be funny? And I was just like, yeah, it is. So I thought it matched. Really cute. And then I'm going to put this in his office, and he's going to, like, for Halloween, and he's going to be like, can you get that mug out of here? So Little House Needleworks, last time we met, I did show you part of this. So this is a 9-part series. It started at the beginning of 2022. It's by Little House Needleworks. I am stitching this on 16 count beautiful beige. And I had already shown you the bottom here. So I went ahead and finished. So super excited. The only thing I haven't done so far is I'm leaving the back stitches off so that I can do those all at the end, and any French knots. But I probably won't even add French knots to their face. And then a few days ago, part 8 came in, and it's called This Little Piggy, I think. Yeah, This Little Piggy. So I think these are, oh yeah, there's pigs, pumpkins, cows, crows, sunflowers, and a barn. So I am going to stitch 2 hours on this week, and I'll probably get the bottom done. And this one's going to be really awesome because I will have this done also around the same time as I have Flea Market Flowers done. And I do think I'm going to send this to Lori and see if her framer will frame it for me. And then for Home is Where the Wreath Is, Wreath Swap 2, I got July done. And the only thing different is I added eyes to Uncle Sam. And then I got to figure out how I'm going to get this crease out before we finish it. I'm probably going to have to starch that out. And then, and what I'm going to, oh, and then I started August last night. So this took me about 45 minutes. So my goal is for each month, I'm just going to try to finish it within that month so I don't become overwhelmed. So I met my goal of finishing July by the end of July. I'm going to try to have August done by the end of August. And then Priscilla finished my home piece that I showed 2 weeks ago. And we're going to just follow that video and then finish these exactly like she did. And then we're going to have to figure out where to get washers. Oh, we have washers. Okay, and we're going to, I'm going to actually go ahead and take it home. And then my plan is going forward, show it to you when I finish it. Show it to you the next week when we fully finish it, and then I'm going to take photos of it on my wall and then show you photos so that I can actually use it instead of leaving it at work for a full year and then trying to use it. Because I actually want to try to start using it. During FQS Stitch Mania, we showed the very first of these series, Winter Cometh and Spring Awakens. I've shown those. And then this is Summer Refreshes. And I have one of them framed. One is at the framer. And then this one I'm going to take to the framer when I pick up the next batch. And then during Expo, she's going to release the very last one of the 4-part series. And one question, it was actually a really good question when I went to the framer. Kevin was like, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming. How do you pick a frame? I wouldn't even know where to start. And I said, well, you know, sometimes the lady's name that helps me there, her name is Adrienne. So I said, well, sometimes I just bring a photo and I say, I would like something similar, and she helps me. And I thought that was a really good question. I don't think Kevin's ever been to that framer. But he was just like, this is overwhelming. And I was like, yeah, it is. But I will say on this one, or on all of them, I don't know if I picked the best fabric to stitch on. I love the fiber on the whim, but I think I might have gone too dark on my fabric. But that's okay. So that is Summer Refreshes. And then our July Barn, Sweet Barn. This one is mine. And this is just from the Target Dollar Spot. Now, I did go to the Target Dollar Spot recently, and they have really nothing. Like that Target Dollar Spot by my house, there is nothing left. So I'm not sure if they have anything good right now, but I'm having a hard time finding anything there to use. The August colors are going to be released on the blog Monday. But if you want to be sneaky and try to figure them out now, I'm going to make it a little bit easy for you. So you'll just go to the Jolly Jabber blog on Monday to get August colors, and then I will show you August each month. And just so you know, on this one, we're actually hot gluing these down so that it's one piece, because I might just display them like in a big row at work, like on a conference table or something. I'm not sure. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer some questions, and then after I answer questions, I will show what's new. So any questions you have on any of the things, just pop them in. So Michelle says, when you mentioned starching the piece, it occurred to me, do you think starching before stitching would be helpful? So I only use starch if I'm desperate, and that crease is strong. So I usually only use it if I absolutely have to. And any of the black cloth that you saw that I just stitched on is 14 count chalkboard black. That's what I try to use on everything, and I just love the softness of it, I guess, which sounds kind of ironic because it is black. But I feel like it fits my house nice. Oh my God, put Piggy in with all the pigs. Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. I would have to draw a piggy. Now, BCG FlossTube does say I could add fray check around the edges, and I definitely could. I thought about that, but I am so clumsy. And I was like, you know what? I'd probably make a mess everywhere. After I finish a project, what do I do to prepare it for display? So I do keep all of my finishes organized in my closet by, like, I have like Valentine's Day, spring, random, and then I'll have like patriotic, summer, Christmas, Thanksgiving, fall. I kind of have them separated. I really do need to get a list organized by like season, so I know exactly what I have. I keep saying I'm going to do that, and I just haven't made the time, but I've really got to do that so that I really know what I have. But one of the things is a lot of my stuff is here. So all of these things you see behind me, those are my pieces. Or some of them might be Cheryl's too, just to be fair. But a lot of stuff doesn't get displayed at my house because I use them for here. So I've got stuff here, I've got stuff there. I've got to make a master list so I know where everything is. What are the patterns on the fabric basket and pillow? So these are our Petite Stitches free patterns, and this is stitched on 10 count Heritage by Lori Holt, and we have a video on how to make these into a basket, and there are 13 of designs total, and they're free. Can you show how you counted in order to figure out where to start July monthly markings from season 2? Yes, watch my FlossTube. That was last Tuesday or 2 Tuesdays ago. Last Tuesday. So I do show it in depth there. Now I have that one, I haven't stitched a thing on it, but I do plan to have July done by next FlossTube probably. It kind of depends. So when I look at my list, I organized a bunch of things, and I decided that my goal for this last week was to just get as many bags complete as I could. So I kind of went a little bit out of order than normal, but what I wanted to do was get as many of those pieces I could get done to take to the framer. So I kind of moved some stuff around. You're going to have to add a room for all your framed pictures. Yeah, I know. It's really bad. I actually have a closet that we don't use. We actually use it for school supplies, I guess, or like artwork type stuff. But all I need to do is I just need to go to the Container Store and get something in there, and I would have enough room. But I don't really want to take Kevin to the Container Store because he's great. He will help me, but he will be like, how much is that? How much is that? What does it cost? No. Where's the coupon? He's like, I tell my brother, this sounds horrible, but I married my father. My father was like a penny pincher to the penny pincher. And so what we like to say in our house is I spend the money and he saves the money, and so it all balances out. Just, yeah, it's really bad. Make a pillow out of sleigh ride. The puckers will be camouflaged. Yeah, that's a great idea. Did I change the center colors on Flea Market? No, I didn't change anything on Lori's Flea Market. I rarely change colors on anything Lori does. I know this is a little off topic, but why is a yard of material called a fat quarter? I don't know much about sewing. Also, how did you come up with a name for your store? So we started in 2003, which would be 19 years ago. Can you see the aging in my face? I need to get my wrinkles. We started 19 years ago, and we started just selling fat quarter bundles. A fat quarter is 18 inches by 21, and we just sold fat quarter bundles. That's all we sold. And that's a quilting term, and it's the size of a quilting cut of fabric. Have I ever used Mary Ellen's Best Press Clear Starch? I have used it. It's a little too soft for my quilting, but it might work for my cross stitch. For the Santa sleigh ride, I use 32 count Mint Splash by Zweigart. For the Christmas barn by Primrose Cottage Stitches pattern, are there any special stitches, and what 14 count would you use? Okay, I'm going to look at that real quick. Okay, so I think Vintage Country Mocha, I think oatmeal from Lori Holt would look good. I think oatmeal 25 count would look good. In terms of specialty stitches, I don't see any. If there are any, they would probably be tiny. And you can always feel free to, when you see a designer's pattern, if you don't like the special stitches, you can just do little X's. You can change it however you want. There's no aging on your face, Kimberly. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm aging a lot. I saw some pictures of when Emma was a little baby, and I was like, oh, me and Kevin were like, we were so young. We looked so different before we had gray hair. Liz says she loved the white frame work to your right. Can I get the name of that? Yes, that is called July Snapshots. Pine Mountain Designs, and we had a club a few years ago where we did our own colorways, and so those colorways that we used are listed on the Jolly Jabber blog. What size John Jane needle is included in Stitch Quarterly? 26. Do I trim my cross stitch before I take it to the framer? No, I don't. Oh, okay, so we did a poll. Should Kimberly add the back stitches on her Joy to the World? Oh my gosh, y'all said yes, 52%. Oh no, what if I outvote you guys? Maybe I will, we'll see. Oh, y'all want me to do more? Since Classic Colorworks comes pre-cut, will cutting the thread shorter ruin the amount of variegation? I don't use the loop method, it seems to not with it that long. Okay, so it will not ruin the variegation. It will just be different. Cheryl doesn't cut it down. She keeps the two strands together. If you're having trouble with knotting, I would try Lori Holt's beeswax or some type of thread conditioner to get the knots out. That would be what I would do. So guys, I feel like I have so much stuff that I'm talking so fast. I am going to now show you what's new and just pop any questions you have in. And sorry, I think I'm just excited today. So sorry I'm talking so fast. So I'm going to show you some new things we have. And this, I'm so excited. This is our Sweet Snips fabric scissors. And so these were out of stock for months and months and months, and now they're back in stock. And I just wanted to let you know, hopefully my inventory will last this time on that. Citrus Summer was our Stitch Quarterly pattern. It is now available for everyone. So if you're not in that club, you can definitely buy it as a paper pattern now. Sorry. Today's PDF from Stitching with the Housewives is Crate of Gingerbread Houses. Super cute. So I'll definitely stitch this today and show it to you on Instagram. So make sure you follow us on Instagram, and I will add blue to the gingerbread eyes. We also have 2 new paper patterns. Now, the other new items from Priscilla and Chelsea I showed earlier because I stitched them. Let's Go Ride a Bike. We have the Let's Go Ride a Bike as a paper club, pattern club. So if you are in that club, it's shipped to you. Can you zoom in just a tad, please? I'm going to do this as part of Sunflower September. So I don't know if I can fit all of them in. And you know what? I don't even think it has sunflowers in it. It's the other one. There's another one that has sunflowers, so I'll probably stitch this the month after. And then Welcome Pumpkin also came in. So those are so cute. So I'm going to add these to my list and fit them in somewhere. But there is the one from before that has sunflowers, and I'm going to do that one. Nutcracker Village, the next portion of that came in stock. And I have not worked on Nutcracker Village or Glitter Village, and I'm just really struggling with them. I know I'm going to finish Glitter Village this year. Nutcracker Village might just eventually get finished, but it might be something that I have to just put aside, leave in my drawer, and come back to it when I have maybe the right word is patience, or it's just really hard for me to do, I guess. We got some Primrose Cottage Stitchers, and the final 9 patch came in stock, and I made a pack of these, and I needed to order some more of the older ones. So you can actually buy a set of all 12. I just don't have very many of them because I had to go back and order more of March. And these are just really cute, small stitches, great for beginners, and a great way to do adding the borders and putting pom-pom in. Really cute. And they're printed on really nice paper and in color. Sweet Summer is also new. And I love this one, All Things Grow with Love. And this one is more of a booklet type. And there is a bonus right here. It's called Strawberry Cottage. Really cute. And then Fragments in Time, 5 and 6 have come in. This is, I believe, a 12-part series by Summer House Stitch Works. So that is the same designer that did Summer Refreshes, Spring Awakens, and I think these are stitched on like 40 count. So, and I was so honored to have Cecilia last week, and she did mention that she had all of her wee Santas in print. So I have all of them ordered. So I'm going to show you all of them. So that's, well, actually we can zoom in a little bit. So we've got 1996. What were you guys doing in 1996? What was I doing? I was in college. Oh my gosh. Long time ago. 1997. I'm going to let them sit just so you can see them. I do hope she does the book that we talked about of the hearts. 1998. And I bet Cheryl has made some of these. So I'll have to ask Cheryl if she has any of these she can bring. 1999. 2000. And this one does have some back stitching in it, in the beard and the eyes. 2001. 2002. And then I love this one. I would love to stitch this one. This one is 2003, and he has kind of a quilty-ish patchwork. So I think that one would be really cute if I could make that one, and then I could put it by I have a little Santa that actually has a little coat made out of a quilt. 2004. 2005. 2006. 2007. 2008. 2009. And I think she talked about this one last week actually. 2010. He's really happy. 2011. And then 2012. And then all the others we already had online. We had 2013. And then her 2022 will come out at Expo in August. From Cottage Garden Samplings, we got 2 new patterns. We got Trick or Treat. And then A Year in the Woods #9. There will be 12 different animals. So there's been like the owl, the rooster, I can't think of all of them, the eagle. So this, and these have sold really well. And I love this. I think it would, like this, Kevin would love that if I stitch that. We got some new fabrics. These are Fiber on a Whim. These are all 14 count. So and some of these, actually all of these were ordered based on customer requests, I believe. So this is 14 count wheat, 14 count oatmeal, 14 count brown sugar, and 14 count eggshell. We got some 16 count in stock also. So the same colors, oatmeal, different colors, oatmeal, cafe au lait, earth, and cornflower. This one is really beautiful. That would look really good with Sleigh Ride actually. You'd have to maybe change the color of one of the houses though. 18 count, we got a lot of colors, and I know this was for a particular customer who asked for this. So she wanted some more 18 count. So we got parchment, oatmeal, milk and honey, and this is probably the one I should have gone with for the Summer House Stitch Works. Eggshell, cappuccino, and these are all still 18 count. Brown sugar, espresso. Oh my gosh, one of my sons, he's been getting, I don't know what it is. It's like some cookie crumble cafe mocha something from Starbucks. And he gets that and he's like in heaven. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Earth. Silver Fox. Funny story, we have a sales rep that some of our employees call the Silver Fox. And one day I told him and he was like, is that good or bad? And I was like, actually, I think it's good, but I've never heard it before. Anyway, cornflower. He's probably our favorite sales rep too. Cobalt. Just so you can see them together. And then blueberry. So we did get a lot of requests to carry more 18 count, and these were colors that either she requested or that Cheryl picked, one of the two. And then we got a 20 count in oatmeal and wheat. And 20 count, you would either stitch over two with two strands or over one with one strand. And then we got some 28 count hibiscus, buttermilk, and wheat. And then in 32 count, we got wheat and buttermilk. So we added some neutrals, and you'll see we added some blues, kind of a few that were not neutral, a couple blues, pinks, but a lot of neutrals for everybody who has been asking for those. And just so you guys know, if you send in a product request on our product request form, I'm the one who reads those, and then we get back to you and give you like an ETA on, well, first we say if we can get it or if we can't, and then we give you an ETA of when it's going to come. And sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it doesn't, but I do look at that every day. For Thread a Needle Day, we have a poetry contest. It is on the Jolly Jabber blog. It ends on July 31st, and you can enter to win a $100 gift card. So we're going to be giving away 3 of these, and to enter, you're going to write an original poem using floss names of classic Colorworks only. The poem should be 20 to 200 words in length, and you have to list at least 3 classic Colorworks colors. And if you want to see the poem I wrote, it's on our reel on Instagram and Facebook, so you can go check that out, and we will announce the winners on our blog. To enter, you're going to put your poem on the blog, and these were the colors that are in my poem. And then I'm going to answer any of the questions you have, and then that'll be it. Ilsa says, I love the poetry contest. It was a great idea and very fun. Yes, thank you. We were trying to do something different. Renia would like to know why I cannot cut fox and rabbit linen into fat quarters. It is because we have staffing issues. That is the truth. And we have had to limit a lot of things we're doing because of that. And not only that, space. Once we can get all of that resolved, I can do that. But right now, it's an absolute no. We just can only do what we can do. Kimberly, maybe you need a ghost stitcher for Nutcracker Village. Yes, Amy, I do. And I actually would pay Cheryl a ton of money to finish that for me. But she's really busy doing samples for the store. But yes, it is probably, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'll either finish it or I will have Cheryl stitch it, but we'll see. Pamela says we need to embrace the backstitch. We do not need to embrace the backstitch. I don't know, like it just doesn't come out the way I like it. So, does the poem have to rhyme? Okay, so the poetry, we're gonna base that on the people who win. It is based on like originality. What are the 3 things? Well, it's like basically originality, function. I don't know. It's on the blog. There's 3 things it has to be, but we're going to pick like most creative. So just kind of read and see. Kathy asks if I still use 2 strands on 14 count with Classic Colorworks. Yes, I treat Classic Colorworks, Weeks Dye Works, Gentle Arts exactly like I would treat DMC. When I see a piece I love, but it's stitched on 40 count, how does the newer stitch begin thinking through what count to use? I can actually show you right now. So can I see Summer refreshes? And I will show you that I did this and I probably didn't make the best decision. So when Denise, Cheryl, and I were at Needlework Market, we saw this and I just loved it. And I think it was Denise that said, do you know that's on 40 count? Somebody did. And I was like, oh. So she stitched this on 40 count. Let me look and see what she stitched on. 40 count Colonial Parchment by Fabrics by Stephanie. That's what this is. Fabrics by Stephanie does not wholesale to us. So I used Fiber on a Whim. And I think when I picked a little too dark. But once it's framed, I think it'll be fine. So I just picked something. And one of the ways that when I picked this from Fiber on a Whim, I don't want anything too variegated, I guess. So Fiber on a Whim has, you know, a nice variegation. It's not too splotchy. And I think Cheryl or Denise might have picked this. I don't think I did. So I just try to pick what I think will look good. Oh, I do have the stocking to show you. I forgot to show you that. So let me show you that real quick. So this week we came out with a video on our quilting channel and a video on our cross stitch channel. And I'm going to show it to you. And I think some of you guys might love it. It's really cute. So on our quilting channel, the quilting channel is called just Fat Quarter Shop YouTube. This is our Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube. So it's a different channel. And in that channel, we show you how to use our stocking template with Soft and Stable to make stockings. This is just a couple of them. And you use this stocking template. And it's just a big, big template. And you save it. You can use it to make as many as you want. And so this is our quilting version. With this, we used Wovens by Camille Ross Kelly and Moda Fabrics. And we came up with how to make one using, this is actually Ada, or this is actually 25 count Tomato by Lori Holt. And we just went and found our cross stitch alphabet that's completely free at Fat Quarter Shop. And I can actually show you this piece finished real quick in case y'all have never seen it before. And so I just put Kimberly and Jolly. So those are my initials, and I just drew it out, and this is free. And since some of you just found our channel, we have this hanging up, and here it is. So I made this, I think 2 years ago. 2 summers ago, I believe. So this is free, and I stitched this on the Barnwood, I believe. Let me see, it's in the pattern. Oh, it's a low price PDF, it's not free. Sorry, not free, not this time. But in the PDF is a chart, so that's how we use this to do the initials. And let's see, that is Fabric Flare. Oh, and then I have some new pieces from the framer. Sorry, I kind of just skipped over a couple of things, didn't I? So I did get cut press sew framed, and I tried to get as close as I could to Lori's frame. And I do have a plan. I have about 6 pieces that are quilty / cross stitch related, and Kevin's gonna hang those up for me, and I'm gonna show you a picture next week. So I got that framed, and I did ask the framer to keep it pretty tight, to not have too big of a border on it, because I wanted to keep it small. So that was one of the things I picked up when Kevin said, couldn't you just frame this yourself? sorry. This is Pop of Spring. And Pop of Summer did come in, and in August, which is in 3 days, I'm going to do the left and the right. I'm going to do it over 2 weeks. So, and that one's more red. I think it has a hummingbird. And this does come with the thread and the fabric, so it makes it super easy. All you have to do is get a needle that's like a size 24 or size 20, just because it is pearl cotton, and so it's much thicker. And I am going to keep this I'm going to keep this, and then when I go to the framer, have them frame the next 3 in this. And all of mine do have glass on them. Summer Home was a series that we did a couple of months ago. And it is a PDF pattern. And if you buy it now, you get all 5 at once. And we did it in increments. And so I got that framed, and I think I'm going to put this by my front door. And I showed you Doodles Winter that I was working on, and this is Summer. My Spring is actually at the framer, and I'm going to have all 4 of them done. And no, it's at home. I showed it to you last week. So last week I showed you Spring. This week I got this back from the framer, and then I'm going to take the other 2 when I get them done. And in a couple of weeks we'll have all 4 kitted. We are waiting on the thread to arrive from the different thread manufacturers. Okay, yay! And then now I can answer all the last questions that came in. Do I have a tutorial on how to attach pom-pom to a pillow? I don't. I've never done it, but I know that Vonna Pfeiffer has that, either on her blog or on her YouTube channel. And you could type Twisted Stitcher, that's her company name. Peppermint Lane, are we doing 1 piece or 12 smaller ones? I want larger piece. What fabric do I need? We are doing ours individually, I think. Yeah, we're doing ours individually, but if you want to do it on a bigger one, we will have information for you and have a fabric for you. We have picked the colors. That's as far as we've gotten. Poetry contest kept me up thinking all night. Oh, that's cute. How about quarter stitches? When do you do those stitches? Mine look like trash. I try to not do anything fancy. So sometimes I just put in a real cross stitch. But I do think if you just get on YouTube and like kind of search, you might find some tutorials. And then I think we have a super chat. Oh, from Valeria Bauer. Thank you so much. She says she's my #1 fan. So guys, thank you so much. I had so much fun sharing everything. Hopefully next week I can stitch just as much and have a lot to show you, and maybe my framer will have some stuff back. So super excited. Any kind of suggestions you have for the channel, make sure you drop them in the comment box, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.